One thing that fascinates me are these old money families. And I know on this channel I talk a lot about old money style, which is just a social media trend. But understanding how these families operate and applying some of their teachings can be helpful if you want a successful family. I often think about how to structure my own family life, and I think there's no better people to look at than these families that have withstood the test of time. So in today's video, that's exactly what I'd like to chat about. I've put together 5 lessons that we can learn from old money families. These are just based on common themes that I've noticed, and I've suggested ways that we can apply them to our own lives. Before we start, I'm Nick, and welcome to my channel where I discuss Gents style and lifestyle. I make videos on a wide variety of topics on how to dress well and how to live well. So if that interests you, then click subscribe. The first lesson is that old money families treat life like a long game, and they think in terms of generations. They're thinking in terms of decades, not years. And they're almost playing this game of chess with their moves, like how they spend their money, how they work, who they associate with, and what risks they're actually going to take. It's all carefully calculated. This is done on purpose with the intention to avoid picking up reckless debt and unnecessary drama. I think we've all heard stories in the news about someone who has newly come into wealth. Maybe they won the lottery or it's a pop star that just blew up. And what happens? It's the same thing every time. They fall in with the wrong crowd, or they spend all of their money just as fast as they earned it, and they are left with nothing. Old money families do everything to avoid this. As it says in the name, the money is old because it's been around forever. And what we can learn from this is to value stability and to make strategic, long-term decisions. This means investing money wisely in stable assets, involving ourselves with the right network, and doing everything you can to set your children and future generations up for success. The second lesson is that the family is the brand, and it's run like a business. This is one that I've mentioned on this channel before, and it's one that I'm deeply interested in. How many of you come from a broken home or know someone that does? This deeply affects the longevity of your family. Old money families do everything to avoid this. They're structured around core values, and they're run like a corporation. They have mottos, which are like the family's mission statement. They have coat of arms, which are like the family's logo. There's a clear culture, a clear set of traditions, and rituals that are followed. There's also a clear leader or CEO who's the patriarch of the family. There's a well-known joke among the British royals that they called their family the firm because it operates like one. Everyone places their own personal desires second and act in the best interest of the family first. They do everything to protect their reputation and legacy. There's several key takeaways here that we can learn and also implement. The first is to define a set of values and culture for your family. I made a great video on signet rings and coat of arms and why they're important, but in short, they help codify what your family stands for. The second is to guard what you say and do so as not to bring dishonor to your family. And the last is to marry someone who shares your values and would fit well into your family in order to secure its future. Number 3 is that understated elegance is a philosophy, not an aesthetic. These families are not flaunting their wealth and status. They are disciplined and they practice restraint. They dress in an understated way and they favor brands and clothing that is timeless and high quality. They're not wearing loud logos or ostentatious clothing. Their goal is to actually wear clothing where you can't really tell if they're rich unless you look very close. And this principle is applied to all other areas of their lives too. Again, the whole point is to ensure the longevity of the family, and to do that, privacy and subtlety are key. But understated elegance goes beyond clothes. It's how they speak, which they do so calmly and measured, not desperate and trying to impress. It's how they carry themselves, controlled and with good posture. No frantic validation seeking. Even celebration is often restrained. What we can do to emulate this is pretty easy. Dress in timeless, well-fitting, quality clothing. Carry yourself with dignity and respect. Have good manners, be well-spoken, and above all else, remain grounded, secure, and confident in who you are and where you come from. Our fourth lesson from old money families is that culture is a social currency. What I mean by this is that old money families value education beyond just school. These families are well educated, but in a way that actually matters socially. They know about art, history, architecture, music, wine, literature, even basic geography and current events. This is all about having a taste vocabulary so that you can walk into almost any room with the right people and feel comfortable. And that's why culture becomes a form of social currency. If you can speak thoughtfully about a painting or a city, a classic novel, or historical moment, then you're instantly easier to trust and connect with. And paired with manners, you become someone that belongs in the room. Old money families like to keep their circles tight and with people on the same level as them. And to be honest, it's just good for anyone to be well educated on these things. The takeaway here is to learn as much as you can about art, culture, music, etc., and then build a circle of friends that you can have these conversations with. By doing this, you'll elevate your life. The last thing I noticed about these old money families is that place matters and that roots and environment shape behavior. This is often something most people overlook. Most old money families have a family home or an ancestral estate located on lands that have meaning to them. Maybe their family has been there for generations. It's not only sentimental, it creates continuity. This is something I really think we're missing in the modern world, is that connection to our ancestors. And having a family home is a great way to do that. Imagine having a home that's passed down in your family where you grow up and you make memories in the same place that your parents and grandparents did. It's also a place where you can raise your children and make new memories with them. That home base becomes a hub for family relationships and things like holidays, celebrations, and family reunions. This is something I had growing up as a child, and I can't tell you how much I miss it. And you don't need an estate in the English countryside to do this. You can do a modern version of this by buying a house on a modest piece of land and then passing it down to your children. If there's one thing to take away from old money families, it's this. The real advantage isn't the inheritance, it's the infrastructure. The long-term thinking, the standards, the restraint, the culture, the traditions, and the way all of it reinforces identity and stability year after year. And the good news is, you can build your own version of that, starting exactly where you are. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and let me know in the comments if there's another lesson that you'd add to the list. Thanks for watching.